Been at it for some years now. So little to show for it, I'm still gonna go for it, yeah. I'm switching up the gears now. I'm gunning for billboards, I'm bringing a blowtorch, yeah. I ain't finna let my peers down. Man, the sources all sorts, you know I'm on course, yeah. And since we're all here now, man, I hope you know I'm still king, yeah. See, I told y'all niggas, man, I told y'all niggas. Every time I show, it's a showdown. Niggas came a long way from street brawls and throwdowns. Niggas, now I'm trying to reach stars cause the flow sound sicker. This is profound. Put my soul on the sound of homely profound. I'm on the road to the riches, man, I'm homebound. Man, been hot, 4 hours on the streets, I'm grown now. Speaking of, I'm trying to get it to the world. This attitude of mine make a brother wanna hurl. And the crowd won't stop, I'ma keep pushing till I'm back on the top seat. I'ma let the spark pop. This music is my birth child. I always put my heart and my soul in it, and I just hope it's worthwhile. See, they always second guess me. Can these haters take a rest, please? I do this to McCall, my brother. I don't do this to impress me, yeah. So why they test me? Why they always trying to best me? Don't you know that I'm sick with it? Don't you know that I'm messy? The young savior, soon to be a go-to guy. See, I've been at the top, but I flew too high. So the wings got clipped, but the boys stay fly. I'm on everybody's top 3 and you know why. But I ain't trying to dwell on the past. I'ma stay level-headed and just focus on the task. I just wanna make my mama proud, fill her heart with some joy and the pockets with some cash.
And that is Twazis there. That's KK featuring Twazis. Ngasong. Moro.
Moro, guten Morgen.
Welcome to the... Is your mic on, meneer Kaufman?
My mic is on.
Daar sê.
Ja.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome once again to the morning mix. It's a beautiful Vrydag.
Neville, without you understanding, I wonder if, did I say moro?
Dit gesê moro.
Oh yeah, without you understanding the Trust song, just tell me, what do you think the song is about? If just listening to it.
It's
The
about
KK
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, must be about love or something. Ek weet nie. Must be about.
Yeah,
Is goed is.
Yeah.
Maar goed.
The song is just basically talking about the struggle in life and the love for music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's just this thing about Damara language. You know, like you just feel like, oh, this song is probably about God. This song is probably. I know a lot of people always get it right.
But when it comes to Twazis, Twazis is one of my favorite Namibian groups. Oh, verduidelik bietjie. Coffee?
Hallo.
Kyk hierdie man. What is he drinking in the morning?
Alright.
What
Ek het
is...
soccer gespeel, Neville. A soccer speler moet sê, power that.
I did not see you on the pitch.
Did you not have a party last night?
No, ek het
Papa
soccer
las
gespeel,
power
Neville.
right.
Cristiano Namasep. You can see it.
Cristiano Namasep. Yeah.
Ek is 'n professional.
Cristiano Namasep.
Oh, Neville. Daar was nie 'n party nie. As daar party was, sou jy gehoor het.
More, Natalie, more.
Oh.
As you all know, that Friday mornings at Trusco is the social games. That is
Yes.
what's happening every Friday morning. And this morning we had a little bit of a soccer game going on this morning. And I remember yesterday afternoon when we got ourselves ready to prepare for the game this morning, we just knew. I don't know how, but we just knew that we're gonna win this game today.
Exactly.
It's the crooks type of
The
game.
company is very divided. Like the most perfect people in the world against the cops.
It was die. But yeah, we've been really been under the cusp of the cops in the last few weeks. But I'm so happy that we could get one over them today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the cops will be singing that Gaza song today. Ons bly net hier.
Net
Ons
hier.
bly net hier. Ons bly net hier. Julle gaan nergens nie. We are leaving this company
En wat die song sing ons?
by 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Ek weet nie, there must be a song wat sê ons cheap.
As we are going.
Crooks.
We move on.
We move. Yeah, the crooks should be the top jita for the week.
Yes.
Because we won the game
Exactly.
this morning. Just a quick good morning to Norma, Joyce, Sebi, Natalie, Mukendi, Simon, Malume. Jy moet jou lang mooi hemp aantrek, Kalfie.
Ja, ek sien.
Ja.
Malume
Ja.
sê so.
Nee, is reg. Malume. Malume means is 'n groot man.
Is waar.
So oud toppie, so groot man.
Ah, okay.
Malume. Ja. Ja, it's
So kom hulle van Neville Malume.
that is a if you it's a word of endearment for somebody who's a senior citizen. Ja,
I see.
met wysheid. Malume. Ja. Nee, Tyshon, moenie worry nie my broer. Ons gaan nie heavy vandag nie. Ons gaan nie heavy nie. We're going to keep it very, very light today. There are a few things that we would like to, obviously, since we had guests in the studio the last few days, there are some very important issues like ex-lounge goeders waaroor ons wil praat en etc. on the other side of the news. Coffee?
This is Informanté Live, and these are our top stories. Russia's military operations in the Ukraine is to protect people subjected to bullying and genocide and aimed at demilitarization and denazification of the country. On the 25th of February, President Vladimir Putin made his announcement on television broadcasts, declaring Russia could not feel safe, develop and exist because of what he claimed was a constant threat from modern Ukraine. On the same day, by air, land and sea, Russia started its attack on Ukraine, a European democracy of 44 million people. 1 week later, warplanes continue to bomb major cities while Russian forces have taken over the port city of Kherson. Control of Kherson, home to about 300,000 people, is important because it could allow Moscow to mass troops there and use it as a launching post to push its forces further inland. The United Nations say more than 1 million people have fled from Ukraine in what is described as the swiftest refugee exodus this country. Russia refuses to use the terms war or invasion. MultiChoice has confirmed that Russia Today RT, broadcast on channel 407, will not be available on DSTV until further notice. According to MultiChoice, the channel was suspended on Wednesday as a result of sanctions imposed on Russia by the European Union. MultiChoice stated that the suspension of the channel was not the company's decision, but that the sanctions led to the global distributor of the channel ceasing to provide the broadcast feed to all suppliers, including MultiChoice. And finally, the Security Association of Namibia has chastised the Ministry of Labour for not taking action against security companies who do not comply with the minimum wage of security guards as per the labour law. In his opening statement at SAN's 29th Annual General Meeting in Windhoek, outgoing President Hans Milju said SAN will continue to advocate and ensure total compliance in the security industry. He said there has been no prosecution instituted by the Line Ministry in response to countless security companies that have not been and still are not compliant with the minimum wage as per the provision of the Labour Act 23 of 1998. This shortfall has serious hallmarks that tell us that the Ministry of Labour, through its inspectors, does not prioritise the need to have the industry regulated, Milju said. Your Trustco share price today, the 4th of March, is at $1 Namibia and 30 cents per share. Taking a brief look at the financial indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 15 Namibia dollars and 30 cents, against the euro at 17 Namibia dollars, and against the British pound at 20 Namibia dollars and 50 cents. This is Informanté Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Informanté News. Informanté News. Informanté News. Firm but fair.
Multi-choice Namibia.
Yes. Is not broadcasting on channel 407, which is Russia Today. So we've got effectively BBC, CNN, Sky News, and Al Jazeera.
They stay.
Those are the main big groups. Obviously, we've got the South African news channels as well, and that. But in terms of international news, RT, Russia Today, has been removed. Well, not removed. It's been not broadcasted.
Oh, please.
There we go.
Cry me a river. Seriously. What? Hey.
But you can still watch Russia Today on YouTube.
No, of course. No, like we can watch a Arsenal Chelsea game also on
Exactly.
YouTube. You can. But it's it's the symbolism around it. That I'm paying
Sanctions, yeah?
it's sanctions.
Sanctions.
As much as MultiChoice wants to sugarcoat this, they decided. Sorry,
no.
lees gou daar. Wat sê hulle?
MultiChoice didn't decide this.
Okay.
Okay, so according to MultiChoice, the channel was suspended on Wednesday as a result of the sanctions imposed on Russia by the European Union. So MultiChoice stated that the suspension of the channel was not the company's decision, but that the sanction led to the global distributor of the channel ceasing to provide the broadcast feed to all suppliers, which includes MultiChoice. So basically what happens is MultiChoice gets all these channels from their satellite providers, and then all of a sudden that satellite provider or those providers just said, no Russia.
And we all know why.
Now, can we also pay $20 less?
That is the big question now.
Since I'm paying a certain amount of prescription fee per month.
Absolutely.
And RT perhaps is my favorite channel.
Sure.
And now I don't have it anymore.
Right.
So I know.
What rebate am I getting?
Is there a rebate that I'm getting?
Yes, we need to be in touch perhaps with the CEO of DSTV Namibia, Mr. Roger Gertze, because I think this could be quite a talking point.
I just want to ask you guys, have you guys noticed that nothing that Putin says is broadcasted? Even
anymore.
No. There is no talks about what Putin thinks about it. What the news outlets do is they get a picture of him now
You've got to
make up their own narrative and just say like, Russia, the president of Russia yesterday, he looks so bloated. He looks so what? He looks so pale. He looks so,
But there's no
video or whatsoever. Nothing. Nobody's covering what Russia thinks about this. And we know why.
But Russia also yesterday, and I read it this morning, closed down 2 media houses in Russia themselves. These, and it seems that these 2 media houses, broadcasting houses, are not totally in favor of the Russian way of seeing things.
Yeah. Yeah. Understandably.
Like who said that?
So
Probably.
it was on the news channels as well.
Yeah, these
So
people,
it's the impact of war.
Yeah, it is the impact.
Keep poking the dude. Keep poking the dude.
He
will respond.
It's not, but Mitch, he already responding. What do you mean he will respond?
He
He's
will.
responding.
No, this is you irritating the dude and you're cornering the dude, and you know how he will respond. That's all I'm saying. The NATO promised. They promised back then, like the time of after the Soviet Union and what, that they are not gonna move an inch to the west.
Yeah.
They did it. They promised. They broke. Yeah, to the east. Yeah,
mean
they
to the
broke
east.
their promise. They broke their promise. That's not Russia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, what do you want them to do? That's what I want. That's why they don't want to use words like war or invasion. He says, I'm protecting my people. What will happen to my people if we have to have an outfall with America? So they promised, they broke their promise.
Yeah.
He Putin even said like there were there were American scientists coming into Russia, working with the Russians. Like back then, everything was fine. They were fine. Why did they have to do that? So if they do that, they broke their own promise and their own rules. So he had to do that. And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that it's this way. So I'm with Putin.
You've got to remember, as we speak at the moment, the Ukraine is not part of NATO. It is a democracy. So, if Putin says, yeah, you can keep your democracy, but you are not going to join NATO, that, in my mind, is also a total unrealistic expectancy from Putin. Because if you have a democracy and the majority of your democracy decides to join NATO, if you as a country have a vote on it and you ultimately do it, I still consider the invasion of Ukraine a war crime.
Yeah, it's my position is the more and more I do get the Russian perspective, and it's rather unfortunate for me that Ukraine is caught up in the situation.
Yes.
I saw a video clip last night where an American reporter asked Putin a few months ago about this issue of the Ukraine. Will you invade Ukraine? And what Mitch is saying, and I'll send the clip to you, where Putin articulates himself very well why he sees the West as an immediate threat if they keep on expanding to the east of, I guess, of the world, which is their side.
Sure.
And he says, they kept on promising me that they will not expand, to the east, but they keep on doing it. What do you expect me to do as the president of Russia? And he mentioned Mexico. He said, what if I bring nuclear warheads to a country like Mexico?
Yeah.
Will you remain silent if Mexico joins forces with me? And that is what he was saying. So I guess we will probably have hopefully the same discussion if something like that would have happened and America would start to bomb Mexico, because Mexico starts siding with the Russians.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Texas. Look at what
do-
happened to Texas. Texas is part of Mexico.
But
Mexico
we also-
but they took it.
We also do remember that in terms of the Cold War, when all of a sudden Cuba was arming itself under the support of Russia,
of course,
in a nuclear way.
yes,
So we've seen this before.
yeah, we've seen this before.
History has got a funny way of repeating itself.
Ethel Koningsdogter, het sê ek mis julle, hope you are well.
Diana.
En het sê my sister, ek mis jou ook. Waar was jy?
Can I tell you something? Toe sy begin pics met 'n man post op Facebook, toe is sy weg van onze comment section.
Amai.
Sy post pics. Hulle lees soos Agadese kom op. As jy verlief raak, nee, is 'n ander storie.
Ethel! Let you come as Akatus. Queenie says, reportedly, Amon Namara is the South African tender swindler. Huh? Thus far, 3 million rand swindled women. Do this from West Africa, Bafwetu, Kuraf, Ngapandle. Hey, Kuraf, Fwetu, Kuraf. Yo. Queenie, it's bad out here, says Mutumba. 3 million is impressive, says Stephanus James. Sis, you guys are, ain't lag. Now you're saying ain't lag. Exactly like that. The biggest tsotsi in Kartura, Vetlo, he says ain't lag. Before he speaks, that's what he says. Google decided to stop its services in Russia yesterday, including YouTube. Teshon, waar maak jy die lewer seer? Waar word die lewer seer gemaak vandag? Ek gaan Otiti toe, lunch date. I'm driving to Otiti. I'll be not Chivarongo for this evening. Mutumba says, birthday weekend. Yo! Year post COVID-19 and fuel prices increase, funds have dried up. Neville, see if you took that kudu thigh. I could braai lekker this weekend. Hey, my bro, ons sal praat oor die naweek. So, guys, this porn-up issue, is it true? As porn-up, don't we?
But does Russia not have porn-up anymore?
Yeah. What's the
That's
story?
what I understood.
Yeah,
We have porn-up.
We will send them.
Yeah.
We will download and send them the picture.
I then happened to see that video at long last of the two strippers.
Oh, you saw the video?
Yes, and I also
we will
saw
discuss
a
that
comment on Twitter that our police chief Daitunga is not happy with all of this. But I wondered, isn't it time for Namibia maybe to get a strip club? I mean, we've got porn-up anyway, so
Hello.
you know.
Maar ons sal nou goed daaroor gesels.
Yes.
It is very realistic, says Maria Aziz. Morning, Maria Kaufi. You cannot say that when there is blatant disregard of the sunset clauses in all agreements. This issue's complexity is embedded in the history of the Cold War and dissolution of the USSR, says Trini. Janice says, Teshon, awe sal jou wag of wil jy nie in die dorp chill nie? Maria Aziz says the West needs to stop. Did you see the so-called meeting between Ukraine and Russia? It was very tense. The Ukrainian delegation wore rock military attire. I thought one had a Glock on him. The handshakes were stiff yesterday. Ek wil 'n bietjie daai sien, Mutumba.
No, I saw that.
Stephanus, back in the early 1800s, Mexico, they were fighting over Texas because the Mexicans say that Texas was part of Mexico. And there was a massive standoff between America and Mexico at the time. Matundenja says Russian sportswomen and sportsmen are suffering because of Putin. FIFA and UEFA ban Russian teams from football. Apparently, I hear they can't even play the national anthem now if they do take part in any events.
What effectively has happened there is that the Paralympic Committee yesterday said that that Russia and Russia can partake, but they cannot partake. They must partake as a neutral entity.
They can't.
Right.
Where
and then the Western protesters started giving the Paralympic Committee so much flack that the Paralympic Committee subsequently changed their mind and they said, no, Russia is now sanctioned completely not to partake.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Ne. The more and more I see the other side of this, the more and more I feel,
Never, I just wanted to ask you something. Have you ever met or had a conversation with somebody that will change their whole past just to be right? Just because they don't want to be wrong about something?
change their whole past
Like,
or
they
their
were-
their own perspective.
But, yeah, like let's say for instance, you say you have never suffered abuse, eh? And the
Have you
person,
what?
yeah, you say probably just for instance, you've never suffered. You don't know.
Suffered.
Yeah, you don't know how it feels to be abused. You've never suffered abuse, and the person goes like, "My father used to abuse me." Just to keep.
But where's this conversation
No,
going?
no,
because
I'm
we
just.
are busy.
Yeah,
with
I know.
something
I'm
else.
trying to get there. I'm just trying to explain to you. So, like a Jergen case, just like what he said now, man. Like he goes like, Mexico is not part of. They gained their independence from America, from Mexico. Texas gained their independence from, and now I'm like. Why do you always have the urge to prove me wrong? Then he's changing it because somebody else said the same thing that I said.
But ek sien wat hy hierso sê.
Yeah, and ek is like, no, hoekom moet jy dit change omdat nou is dit reg om dat Rou dit noem of Mutumba dit noem?
But is it correct that Mexico should be part of the US?
It is not.
Because I remember what was there's a specific war. The Alamo. You remember the Alamo?
Yes.
Kalfi?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
The Alamo.
That's where I actually got the information from the Alamo War.
The Alamo was when Mexico basically almost defeated the US.
Exactly.
And the Alamo was basically a fort that the US were holding. They were holding out. And that's their claim to fame. That's their famous claim to fame, fighting the Mexicans
yeah.
at that specific time. Yeah, the Alamo.
That you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So he's just saying it. He agrees when Kaufi says it properly, but when I say it, he's like, no. Mexico got its independence. Texas got its independence from Mexico, 1980. Maar jy sit met Google.
Laat die man Google.
Jagan
Kesep, moenie worry nie kau. Ek Google
It's
ook.
alright, ka. Moenie worry nie.
Mitch jou moer. Ja.
It's also where,
So Google.
also where Davy Crockett died.
Nee?
In the Alamo.
Okay. Daai strip show was nonsense. Looks like Bollywood
Kyk
movie.
die man. Die man is ek praat nou van when did Mexico take Texas? Verstaan die man nie wat gebeur het.
Anyway, let's quickly talk about
let's go.
about this strip club issue. Okay? And I quickly need to give context here because
Ja, nee.
Tate Dentunga decided to come down hard on what has happened at is it the
Excess, yeah.
Excess
Oh, right.
Nee? Okay. Namibian Police Inspector General Sebastian Daitunga has condemned the strip show that took place in Windhoek on Saturday, saying it's a crime. It's a crime that needs immediate action. The police chief said yesterday in reaction to an event at XS Lounge, which hosted a live strip show during which two women allegedly from South Africa and in Namibia on invitation were seen cavorting on mattresses and in a baby pool. One woman was filmed performing in the nude while both were also topless and doing lap dances. Detunga is currently in Luanda. This week he said he would address the issue when he comes back to the country. It is a crime that needs to be addressed immediately. And the people responsible need to be held accountable. He said police case could be opened following the event if the police have not taken action yet. Once I am back in Namibia, I am going to take action against this unscrupulous behavior. I just put unscrupulous in there. It is not allowed and it is a crime. However, whoever was responsible for this act will be held accountable. Your
So Google,
take on this, gents.
Google would if you go to a strip show,
Yes.
sit there as a viewer.
Yes.
That would be considered pornography, isn't it? Then
Wait. Do we have a specific law that says no strip clubs are allowed?
I'm coming to that now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in other words, let's say Neville, the three of us, go to a strip show. We sit there, drink our beer, and there is there are people stripping there,
Yes.
then us viewing that would be
Yeah.
considered we are viewing pornography, isn't it?
Maar die mense klof nie.
Nee, niks klof nie. I mean, it's a strip
Ons
show.
kyk net die
person
show.
Maar is
strips,
mos-
and then once,
but
once
what
the
is-
strip is finished, the person gets up and walks away.
But
The
Calvin,
next
what
one
is
comes.
what is pornography? Is pornography anything if you're naked, if you see somebody naked, then
Yeah,
that's pornography.
That's the question that I have, because there's
Oh.
so many angles to come from.
Yeah.
Because what our dear friend Google tells us, it says in Namibia, police are reported to have warned against the viewing and dissemination, threatening that criminal charges may be laid. However, this is of questionable legality, as the material is essentially adult pornography, the viewing of which is not decriminalized. So I think we're sitting here with unclear laws.
The viewing is not criminalized. Ons kan kyk,
Okay, so what are you saying in layman
maar ons
terms?
kan nie.
Ons kan nie klof nie.
No, I mean that's having sex with somebody. That's we're talking about a strip club, guys.
Yes,
we're
yes.
not talking about a cloth club.
Okay,
Yeah.
the viewing is not criminalized, right? Maar as jy, okay, jy kan kyk, maar jy kan nie draad trek.
Oho.
Ja.
That just added a new perspective to the show.
Isn't it? It was
It's
the
called masturbation.
Masturbation.
Yes, there's
Ja.
a proper word for it.
Ja. Moenie weer sê draad trek nie.
draad trek.
Ja.
It sounds better than
Nee.
masturbation.
Nee. Ja.
Okay.
We need real clarity in terms of the law on this. Maybe they our lawyers that are watching. Maybe you guys know more about this.
Blokkelier.
Kyk, all I'm just saying is that if I mean, I've been to a few strip clubs in South Africa. I don't know in terms of laws if the Namibian laws are the same as South Africa when it comes to these clubs, but. And it seems like they're operating quite freely in South Africa.
Yeah, you've got to remember also, it is all about our constitutional approach in terms of protecting our Namibian dignities and rights in terms of that. Okay, so even if you attend, let's say, one of these strip shows, whether that is in your home or in a club or wherever, outside, it doesn't really matter. The person actually taking that photo or taking that video
Yeah.
is in violation, so is basically punishable by law. So
what type
these
of-
are the parties that initiate the further transmission of such communications. They should also be probably held liable.
And you
Janice,
know that you could be jailed for exposing the lady. That's exposing a woman, isn't it? As die vrouwmense daar kaal dansen en je neemt een foto en je stuurt het aan.
and if you don't have her permission.
You don't have her permission. So you should go, when you go to a strip club and a lady is dancing there, you should go like, hello, kan ik nemen?
It's, yeah.
The law isn't unclear, says Janice.
Okay.
Strip shows are deemed as public indecency,
Okay.
which is regulated by the Immorality Act.
Aha.
Now, there's a lawyer
That
right there.
There's a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, maar is dat niet in the public, nie? Is in a building.
But it's a show.
It's a show. It's not public.
It's a show, but it is a public place. The club is a public place where the public goes to.
Okay, so what would do more, whatever the girl from South Africa, what you saw by for now.
Zotwa.
So she's always like that. So
Wait a
what do we do now?
Wait a minute.
And strippers wear the same stuff as her.
So Janice, what Zotwa was here, and I have no idea because I didn't go and watch the Zotwa show. Is there anybody who went to see Zotwa? I mean, obviously we see what Zotwa is doing in South Africa, okay? But she was here a few months ago, and she was here in Windhoek, and she was in Swakopmund. What was the show like? What do you guys know about what actually happened at Zotwa's show? Was it the same type of, wow, the way
The
that
same
she
type of
performed?
stuff that there are videos. Let's just go check it.
Hou op, man.
Yeah, and even okay. What about the Angolan ladies at the Katutura's swimming pool? And this swimming pool, they're wearing the E strings. The same things the strippers had on and dancing.
No, but these girls were naked, completely naked.
Yeah, they later most went naked. Mara, this woman, the Angolan ladies, they wear the E-strings and we are with our kids there and it's just confusing. I am confused that you can bring Sotoa here and she can do that on stage at a public event.
Yeah.
And it's good. She doesn't sing.
It's okay.
That's all she does. It's okay, but this women are now
That's a groot story.
as a groot story now. Now I'm
Queenie says, was the entity running the strip show, or rather adult entertainment, not given the license to operate such? Nee, Queenie, nee. What is the legal framework under which they are operating? That could be indicative of its legality or not. Queenie, as Janice was saying, it is deemed as public indecency. So that is what it is. Raymond Bassons, how many women were raped, people murdered over the weekend? The police chief worry about over striptease show. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I agree with you, Raymond Basson. Why? But can this law for once and for all not just be changed? Finish
I agree.
it clear.
If you look, for example, at Thailand,
Yes.
I mean, Thailand, we all know what the adult
You've been
entertainment...
to Thailand.
I've been to Thailand, yes.
Ek luister
And I
Koffie.
mean, those kind of businesses, they attract so much revenue in tourism. It's unbelievable. So
The revenue.
Don't just, this filthy old, dilapidated strip club. If you go to Thailand, you get some seriously good-looking strip clubs. And they are
strip clubs.
Yeah, and they're
Good
well
looking,
managed.
Good looking strip
If
clubs.
I say the quality of the place that you walk into, and how it's also controlled.
and they're lady boys.
Yeah, whatever you
In
find
Dilos
there.
are
I
there.
mean, it's for some,
Yeah.
but I mean, just think of it in terms of what it would do to our Namibian economy.
And you've been. Did you had any chance to
Go
frequent?
into one of those strip clubs? Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. And
Who's not against the law then?
yeah, and hoe dit gelyk?
Very good.
Nie die
Very well
gebou nie.
presented.
Nie die gebou nie. We're not talking about the building here,
Oh,
Koffie.
you mean about the people?
Yes, Koffie.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Look, I'm reasonably liberal at that. Verstaan jy?
Mitch, have you ever been to a strip club?
Before you answer that, I've got a question following that. So if you're going to say no, I've got a very good question for you following
No,
that.
I've
You've never been
never.
there.
You can't ask me.
Come on, put you on the spot.
Ever been? No, not at all. I guess
So,
here
but
is
you-
a man.
But you visited a porn site on your computer or your phone.
Yeah.
Man, I love porn.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference? Man of
Strip club as flesh to flesh as okay. Look,
as
going
fo-
to a strip club,
as 40 with your
it's
eyes.
like 40s
We're not
with your eyes.
We're not talking prostitution here. Ons praat nie van 'n hoerhuis nie. We're talking about a strip club. Hell, let's just know the difference.
Okay, what constitutes a race?
It's a place where prostitution takes place.
Okay.
It's a place.
Okay, now let's say I'm in a place that whenever I'm in South Africa, that I normally would frequent if I have the opportunity, down Rivonia Road. Kenny? Yeah, Mamela, I'm for it. Is the Grant.
Yes.
Now, the Grant in Rivonia Road is this classy strip club.
Yes.
You come in, you pay, I think there's a cover charge of, I think, $150 or $200. That's what you pay. And you go in, there's a restaurant, some of the best food that you can eat there in that specific restaurant. And then you go to the section where you can go and watch a strip show.
Sure.
Okay? But, as J wil klof. There
Come,
is,
come.
yeah, come. Then there's an option for you to go upstairs. So ek weet nie, kan ons nou sê dat the Grant is 'n strip club en 'n hoerhuis nie.
As a brothel, a yellow
It's-
brothel.
Ai, julle brother.
Maar ek sal graag by 'n stripklub. Ek wil net die experience, maar ek sal nie betaal nie. Daai is die een ding.
Wat
Ek sal
sal
nie
jy-
daai rande gooi op die cherry en goed.
No, it's okay just to go to sit and watch.
and
It's,
eat my fries and stuff.
That is,
So effectively, what happened at the strip club, or what effectively what happened? This is just a normal club, right?
Yeah.
And they had a show, a strip show.
Yes.
In the club. That club is not a strip club.
Yeah.
It's a normal club.
With
They
a
had
strip show.
show in the club to which people came, paid an entrance.
yes.
The club generated revenue,
Yes.
of which government gets 15% in VAT.
Ja.
That's it.
Wat is die probleem?
So now that VAT money is being used by the police to go and say, oh, this is a crime. So it should be the fact then that if that happens is government shouldn't be getting that VAT
Nee.
to begin with.
Okay.
Because it was crime money.
Ah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You can't pay crime money to government.
Aha.
So
But
crime-
they're taking the money anyway.
Exactly, and then I also don't understand indecent exposure. It's a private premise. Just imagine you have a pool party at home. You invite 10 people. It's at your own place, inside, in the pool hall, if you like.
Yeah.
And everybody decides, jacuzzis, take a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And you are 6 people at home. You all get naked. You get into the jacuzzi. Hello.
Why can't these clubs just have a policy of, especially when there are, and I'm not just talking about a strip show, talking about, it can be a comedy show, it can be a what kind of show or whatever, because it's your intellectual property, whoever you are who's
Yes.
performing there.
Right.
Why can't there just be a blanket policy of no filming and making it clear that there's, because if nobody filmed this thing,
Yes.
nobody would have known about
about
this.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think in South Africa, like, I don't think you can film it, right?
No, you can't.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't. You're not allowed to film.
Why were these people allowed to do that? though?
Yeah.
Like, even I think the people of Access are just unprofessional and stupid
Yes.
for allowing that. They are the ones that you think moet gaan slaan.
Yeah.
Onze Bram
Why
komt-
did you film?
Why did you film? For us to see.
I think we should.
Daai man het daai video aangevra op WhatsApp. Don't you have that video of those white girls? I want to see.
I think we should also maybe just get the opinion of the Namibian Council of Churches on all of this.
Ag Here, asseblief. Toothless.
No, so there's
Kom ek lees gou comments. J Coffee, J.
Coffee wil net violence begin.
Trying to filter things here. Dis trek man, dis wat Rovera says, finish and klaar. Mutumba says, Mitch, trekker is a tool we use to fix our fences.
Yes.
Dis wat ek gesê het net.
Ja, Mitch het so gesê.
Asseblief.
It's not public, Mitch. I missed yesterday's show, Zero. Raymond Basson says, we watch striptease shows at Namibia nightclub in Kommersdal all the time. What the hell is the problem now? Ek onthou my broer.
Yes, and that was
Ek
still
onthou.
before independence.
Yeah,
That
and
was-
also in the early 90s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, early
Okay.
90s. Janice says, I went to a strip club in Mauritius and got a lap dance. Life-changing experience, and I will go again. Work vir Janice, wie Zotwa goede? Gaan J, wat se wie Zotwa goede? Zotwa is goede. Dante Lovo says, public indecency in a private business. I'm confused. Janice says, it is a public place. It would be a different story if it was a private party on the premises. Mutumba says, no cell phone policy should have been imposed heavily. This is why Namibian ladies don't want to wear a two-piece swimsuit. The police want to police their bodies. Plus, guys like Mitch will pull out their phones to take videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Public indecency is if a person stands in Independence Avenue and undresses. Not same applies to undressing in a private place or club, says Zali. Oh, interesting. Mitch sê, Ro, kom hier in. Och, julle. Kaufman, it's a brothel. Yeah.
A brothel.
Yeah, say Mutumba. Jagan Kesef says, I honestly don't understand why it's deemed indecent exposure. The show was held in a club that's privately owned. The patrons that went there paid for the service and were obviously not offended by it. So why does it matter? You know why I have a problem with what happened there? Jagan, have you seen those mattresses so ghetto,
Jy
right?
sal dan nie even opstaan nie. Jy
Ja.
sal liever swap ook aan vote as jy das.
Ek wil net vir die laaste keer Suid-Afrika toe gaan om net stripklub toe te gaan. Says Natalie. Jy moet kom saam. Ja. Today I am a listener want ek is 'n bekeerlingse dogter. Sê mo. Ag, Mutumba. Janice wil net vir haar snack so. Ja. Sy wil haar net snack so. Robiera says Mitch lyk sommer hy sal dra trek soos hy daar sit by die strip show. Yo. What is going on?
We seem to be offline.
Our system is
Ach, come on.
To be quite honest, we had somebody commenting in Russian.
What?
And yeah, somebody commented in Russian, and then it went off.
Excuse me. Oh, Facebook.
I'm trying to
Seriously? Huh?
Let's translation. What is that?
What is going on? Ay, man. Okay.
Okay, ons moet reconnect na die.
Okay, we seem to be back up.
Oh ja.
It looks like it. Yes. Nope. Yes.
No,
Nope.
we're
Nope. Yes.
connecting
Nope.
now. Our people are going off because of this.
It says waiting for live video signal. The broadcast is waiting for a signal. It should resume shortly.
Come on.
Yeah, check.
Oh, okay, it's on. It's back on now again. Okay, there's a Gerrakake weer. Daar is hy weer aan.
That's a Russian.
There's Dwayne Dixon. Dwayne Dixon made a comment in Russian on our stream. And nee man.
Just hold on. Never, I'm trying quickly. Okay. You're fine now, man.
Guys, we
Okay, we up again.
okay, we up again. Wat gaan aan?
No, we off again.
Tyre aangaan. Tyre aangaan om mens. Tyre aangaan.
Probeer net, so check maar net goed dan.
Okay, there we on again. There we on again. Are we on again?
Yeah, we just resuming it.
Guys, thank you for staying up. Thank you for staying up. Let me quickly read some more comments. Maxwell Chero said, Detunga Muchel. I'm just angry because I missed the strip show live. Does anyone here know the contact? I feel sick, man. Masha say, so then they need to start labeling the get-togethers private parties with entrance fees. This is what Masha say. So, Asino, are you honest? Are you serious with what you're saying here about Zotwa? Asino says Zotwa is the creator of the famous "It Will End in Tears."
Okay.
Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. That is very interesting information that you're sharing here, Asino. Mutumba says most strip clubs don't allow phones or video cameras in the establishment. The bouncers will panel beat you.
Oh, yes.
Mutumba, I've seen this many times in clubs, in strip clubs in South Africa. You will not dare
To
to
misbehave.
pull out a phone. Jy sal die Zulu save jou black sum. Except for Guys, me, I paid a large sum of amount for once in a lifetime thing experience for some people. Ek sal video jou. Nee, hou op video. Och, Maxwell Chero says, I've been to a proper strip club in Johannesburg's Hillbrow area. It's called the Summit. The ladies pretty much walk around naked in there, and they'll also offer you sex or BJs for extra charge. No cell phones allowed, or the big bouncers take you outside and beat you up. Okay?
Okay, but if we start that, wouldn't the country like lose its
Moral compass.
Yeah.
Ah, kak man.
Never,
We must just ensure the
never
bouncers.
imagine jou brasse kind is by die werk nou daar by die strip
We-
club.
You
We
must
must-
know what your children are doing.
We must just make sure that the bouncers aren't namas.
Yeah, no, you guys will lose a lot of money.
Yes. The bouncers must be vabus.
No, I mean the strippers
The
must be
bouncers.
namas. The bouncers must be vambus,
Vambus.
and the cashiers must be heteros.
Kassire moet colored wees.
Ja, kassiere
Ja.
moet colored wees.
Yeah, they know admin and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, waar sit ons die heteros nevel?
Ons
moet daar iewers sit.
soekie Rossie.
Herero strippers.
Nee, dat hulle sal te
You're going to
stadig
get so
strip.
many German tourists.
Van by nevel en jy wil jy kry die ding vandag nevel. Moet en sê, moet en sê.
If you were a
Walking there
stripper,
like a cow.
how would you strip if you were a stripper, Neville?
No. Look, so can we? Will there also be clubs for the male? Like, so we send our wives to.
Nonsense.
Yeah, it's always considered, why the girls and then all the men go there? Why not the other way around?
Kak story. So my wife must go and
Ja, no.
mevrou moet
Mevrou moet gaan.
Anna manne se skat missiles gaan kyk.
But never there is no hierdie Shanigi wine and paint or something.
Ons.
So there was like this trend of come out the wine and paint Shanigi, and then there was a video leaked just like this one. The wine and paint is a yellow PJ story
Ja,
rondom,
ja.
and that was so geleakt. So imagine that happening.
Kyk, ek sê weer, I've been to one or two bachelor parties in Windhoek where I've seen some local Namibian girls wat like
Yeah.
who came to do some strip shows and etc. And but I left.
Yeah.
That's my story.
And I believe you never.
I left.
I believe you never.
It is against my moral compass to
Calvin, do you
watch
believe never? We must stand together as the
such
MMC.
unscrupulous behavior in public. Sal nie werk nie. Mitch, what's moral correct? You isn't moral correct to other people. Yeah, that's what Mutumba says. So ek ken nou hoe om die show te bom gaan. Comment in Russian. Yeah. Dwayne, please note we are in favor of Russia. Please tell Malume Putin. Hier, Woo. Okay, that's it. That's it about this the strip issue. We will be following the news as it develops. Maybe we will have an opportunity. We will see. Maybe we can get Tatin Ditunga to come into the studio to come and
Father.
explain. No, that would really be interesting.
Never, you don't want that.
Let's hear Ngatush how he says things. Ja, so Netly sê so Neville is daarom onregverdig. So jy kan ander vrouens se koekel loop dop hou, maar mevrou mag nie ander man se tools loop dop nou. Nee. This is where my male chauvinism comes out. And I will not even apologize for it, Natalie.
Ja.
My vrou sal nie ander manne se nuclear weapons kyk nie.
Die is waar je moral kompas naar die oosten toe wys.
Klaar.
Ja,
Ja.
die de moral kompas met
Klaar. That my moral compass is it's wrong for my wife to see other stuff. Okay?
But let's also involve our favorite group, the LGBTQI people, into this whole thing. I mean, they're being discriminated against if they don't have a choice.
What
to
do
which
you
strip
want,
club-
Kalfi? What will
to
you
which
say?
strip club they walk into.
Must we have a strip club for them?
No,
Huh?
allow them the choice to go.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Should they have the choice to use either the male toilet or the female toilet?
Okay.
The government must build toilets for them.
No, but there's so many. I mean,
So many what?
LGBTQI genders.
Yeah.
No, there must just be a
I think the
gender-neutral
whole strip
toilet.
club would just be full of different toilets.
There must be a gender-neutral toilet where everybody goes and pee. Everybody.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Complicated.
It's very complicated. Thank you very much. Moving on swiftly. Okay, guys. Tragic occurrence day before yesterday in the capital city, where a taxi driver lost his life behind the wheel.
Yes. I
Okay.
heard about that. That was tragic.
Allegedly, this taxi driver had a massive heart attack behind the wheel. Okay? And our sincere condolences to the taxi driver and his family. I can imagine how hard it is to keep things together and to drive. I mean, the taxi drivers, it's very, very taxing on them.
And stressful.
Stressful, the kind of work that they are doing on an everyday basis. But then again, there's there were some different opinions on social media that I saw as to what could be the cause of the death of this taxi driver. And it's probably something that we can quickly discuss. People are making assumptions that these energy drinks that
Yes.
taxi drivers drink constantly
To stay
to
awake.
stay awake,
Wow.
whether it's Monster, Red Bull. Ek het nou die dag gesien jy loop ook met een van hy kakgoede.
There was also these Russian ones.
Yeah, there's also this Russian ones and
And you know it's sold for like, is it $10? Like
Ja.
net daar by die robots. Daai
Ja.
verkoop dit so en die taxi drivers koop dit mos net.
Yeah. So a lot of people were saying, you know what, we cannot ignore the impact and the danger that these high caffeine energy drinks are posting on our daily lives. You drink those energy drinks.
Yeah, like
How many do you drink per day?
I'm not, but they just die daar waar ek miskien bietjie papi is.
Nee.
Ja, daar sal ek een van en drink ek hom.
Mhm.
Hy so iets wat ek ingooi.
Like what?
So 'n hangover ding wat my bra vir my gegee het, waar hy by hierdie Chinese dokters kry by vanille. En dat help vir die hangover en dan gooi ek daai ding in. En hy drink ek dit.
Coffee? What's your position on?
I've got to be honest with you. When it comes to my own live performances, if I know it's going to be a hard weekend, for instance, let's say I perform on a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday. You know, then if I go out, let's say on the Saturday before the 4-hour show, you know, then I would drink a Red Bull. But the thing with the Red Bull with me is, let's say my performance starts at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
If I drink that Red Bull at 7 o'clock, it will not have an impact.
Yeah.
That Red Bull only kicks in after 6-7 hours.
Exactly.
So then when I come home, let's say at 2 in the morning, you know, then I'm wide awake.
Then
And
you're
that's
wide awake.
That delayed action of these energy drinks, and I'm generalizing here, it's got a delayed effect.
Yeah.
But the
yeah,
fact that it's got high caffeine content, we all know what that can do to your heartbeat.
Yeah. So if you drink it, do you sense any change in your heart rate?
I've got to be honest with you, not so much so, but I know it would happen, but it doesn't it hasn't like taken over any of my functions in terms of heightened
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that it does pick up your heartbeat.
What is? I remember my last Red Bull I drank in my lifetime was probably in 1993, 1994. It's when Red Bull came to Namibia for the first time. And I remember there was this club here in front of Transnamib that I used to frequent. And there was this particular evening we went all out and I had this Red Bull. And I remember it's exactly what you say, Kaufi. It didn't kick in immediately, but when it kicked in, I could actually hear my heart
Yeah.
beat.
I'll tell you a story now.
So, and what is extremely dangerous, I would go to athletics meetings, school athletics meetings, and I would see 11, 12-year-old children, parents buy a Monster or these other whatever flavors, etc.
Score and stuff.
Score.
Yeah.
I've seen Score a lot.
Score. Yeah.
And Monster a lot. Parents buy the shit for their kids, and their kids are drinking this.
They become addicted.
They become addicted to
Yeah.
this.
Right.
And hey. If anybody would take the time to understand the impact of these energy drinks on your body, and Kaufi, I can take as a bra because I care about you as a friend.
Yes.
Okay, it's much better to put electrolytes. There's a difference between caffeine
Right.
and electrolytes.
Sure.
Rather put electrolytes in your body. Hierdie ding wat Mitch nou drink.
Powerade. Yeah.
Powerade.
Or alkaline water.
It's high in electrolytes. It does not push up your heart rate, but it pushes insulin in your bloodstream, which gives you a little bit more energy. But Red Bull, Score, Monster, and all this cuck that people are drinking, and a lot of people are. I'm seeing here the stuff that people are saying that they
Come
mix.
on, like chaser.
Yeah, chasers. Jameson and Red Bull sê Gaten Curtis. Ja, Stefanus. Ek wonder net hoekom het Facebook jou nie geblok wat jy not hy ding sê daar nie. Kan nie verstaan nie. Richie, kom ons kyk gou. Kom ons begin van onder af. Lamek Konjashili says, I used to drink the Reboost until I started experiencing heartburn and some crazy headaches. Richie, nee, that's what Lamek says. Richie says, Score, people drink these things like a normal drink. Just watch on month end. GRN workers in Score. Jürgen Geisep says, Jameson Reserve with Red Bull truly gives you wings. Okay. Roviera says, mixing an energy drink with alcohol is very dangerous.
Yes.
The heart does not know if it should pump faster or slower.
Exactly.
That can cause a heart attack.
Yes.
Okay, Red Bull and Jack Daniels, nice, sê Raymond Passon. Pas op my broer. Red Bull and Jameson Smirnoff 1818 says Stephanus James. Ethel Koningsdogter says, yes, I do, especially when I drink Monster. What do you do when you drink Monster? Dante Lovo says Red Bull and Hennessy. Mutumba says, I was in a taxi on driver mixed the Monster and best whiskeys, Daisakis together for some. How do you get into a taxi? Drive, and you see a taxi driver do that, and you still sit in the taxi. So the taxi driver.
Hey, die kyk in die lig soms.
Masha Limasha say, I once had vodka and Red Bull all night. When I eventually got home at 4 in the morning, I was so tired, but my brain would not switch
Yes,
off.
I've
Yeah.
experienced the same.
Yeah.
Could not close my eyes. They were wide open, but the brain was asleep.
Never.
Ek luister, Mitch.
So my contract ended with Red Bull 2 years ago. So one of the awards that I have is Red Bull Comedian of the Year. So Red Bull would give me 24 packs of Red Bull. So, and when I go on tour, they will like bring me like 15 of those stuff. And then I should always have a picture with Absolute Red Bull. Absolute Red Bull. There was a time that my heart was like shaking. Like I could feel like like I could feel my heart doing that. And my mom had a problem with that. And I couldn't stop. At a point, I couldn't stop drinking Red Bull because it was just like it became a habit. So, but my contract ended. But way before my contract ended with them, I actually stopped. I would give it out to family members and so on and so on. But I used to stack the stuff at home and just drink them like that. But I started getting this it's heartburn. But you can only say it just has another meaning in Damara. And I told my mom about it, and my mom was like, and she's moes 'n bekeer mens. Ek gebid op my Red Bull as ek moet drink. Sien toch hierdie Red Bull, vader, sit jou hande op hierdie Red Bull.
In the meantime, it
It was
the kind of
that was
damage.
a crazy time.
Yeah.
So do you guys know about a thing called guarana?
Yeah, Gurana. Gurana.
Yes.
Yes, there are some of. There are
Guarana of Gurana.
It's Gurana or some, but yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
it's this South American fruit.
Yes.
Okay. Which also contains caffeine.
Yes.
It contains more caffeine than an actual coffee bean.
Ne?
Yes.
Okay.
So now what happens is if you then still go and mix guarana with other energy drinks, you are doubling that whole
Excuse
thing up.
me?
So it's like super boosting. It's like putting 2 turbos on your already GTI Golf turbos that are. So in other words, you
There is a vodka drink
You
called
boost it.
Guarana.
That's
Yes,
what we're
that's the
talking
one
about.
Yeah. Yeah,
I actually enjoy drinking that but I've stopped drinking energy drinks altogether just because of the effects it has. Because what happens is, you get the high, right?
Yes.
But then when you get the day after or 2 days after,
Yeah.
when you get that low, it's terrible to work.
Yeah.
It's a lung slap.
Masha sê Gorana is op 'n ander level hartkloppings. Nou en kyk, dit is een ding wat ons moet eerlik wees. If let's say you drink a score, one score every day of your life. Okay? So your normal heart rate, because as I sit here, my normal heart rate is between 66 and 75.
Okay.
That's my normal heart
pretty
rate.
good heart rate.
Yeah. So drinking a score or Red Bull or Monster every day, it immediately pushes up your heart rate to say 95 to 100 beats per minute. Now you put your heart is running every day.
So your body thinks it's you're running, you're exercising, but meantime you're actually not.
You're not exercising.
Okay.
So it's your heart is doing this all the time, every day. Up to a point where your heart will say, fuck you. Ek is nou klaar gehardloop. Because this is actually what happens.
Yeah, ne?
The only way that you can strengthen your heart is when you exercise. When you push up your heart rate, because when I would normally train on a daily basis, I push up my heart rate. I try and push it up to 160 beats per minute. That strengthens your heart. Maak your heart sterker. But drinking high caffeine boosters, it pushes up your heart rate and then it comes down. It pushes it up, it comes down. Up to a point where your heart becomes tired. I cannot take this anymore. And that's where you're just going to get a heart attack one day.
I don't want to suffer that. And suffering that while you're alone at home.
Yeah.
Just imagine that, Kaufi.
It pushes up your sugar levels.
Yes.
Because it's high in sugar.
And over and above that, it's high in sugar. We also, the stuff that we eat, generally,
Yeah.
also contain very big levels of sugar depending
Yes.
on what you eat. So you
And
have to
fat.
be proactive
Yeah.
in making real good choices of the food that you eat
Yeah.
in order to keep the sugar levels.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know why I like fatty stuff.
Ek sê net weer my broer.
It's like,
Nee, ek
and I'll
verstaan.
tell you, it's like, ek is niet te veel op die sugar side nie, maar as ek
Alcohol is
vlees eet-
sugar. Alcohol is sugar.
Maar ek sê mos ek is niet te veel op dit.
Nee.
Ek drink nie alcohol nie, never. But what I'll tell you is that, like, when I'm eating meat, I would like my meat to have some good
Fat.
fat on it. And I know it's unhealthy, but it's a mind thing.
Mitch, when was the last time you had a proper health check to go and draw
Yo.
your blood to go and
Yo.
check what is your cholesterol?
Yo.
Het jy wanneer laas jy jou bloeddruk gecheck, etc.
How old are you now?
Yo,
Hy's
that's
30.
it's like, yeah, 31.
You're 31 now.
Yeah, don't take my one away,
still
Neville. Don't
young.
take my one away.
Okay, sorry toch, askies.
No, you
I think
and
it was
we
last
need to
year,
go for
April or June.
annual checks. That's why I always do my annual check with my doctor in my birthday month.
Yeah, I normally do
February.
it every year for the last 10 years.
Every year.
Before I come back from Windhoek from my holidays in Swakopmund. There's a specific pharmacy in Ocean View in Swakopmund that I go to, where I go and check my cholesterol, I check my blood pressure, and I check my sugar. I do this religiously for the last 10 years, every year.
I'm like, it was like probably 2 years back in June that I did that. Ons ken die ouma wat smeer. As die ouma sê ek is alright, Neville. Die ouma wat smeer. Jy ken die ouma.
Ken jy, die
Ja.
smeer ouma.
Die smeer ouma en die ouma wat nou vision sien. Dis al twee mense wat ons nodig het.
Ethel says, I need Neville, ek kry hartkloppings. There you go. Teshon, black label with Monster. Titse. Hoe skeertjies. Fuck. Hoe smaak so ding?
Ek het dit geimagine nou. A black label en a monster.
Zamalek met Monster. Oh, vodka maak my klaar, sê Jürgen Geyser. Jürgen, I saw a post of you met gevaarlike moffies that you posted. I saw it yesterday. No, I saw it. In fact, I saw it 3-4 o'clock this morning when I couldn't sleep.
A movie.
Nee. So gevaarlike. Jürgen is the one gay guy that I love, that is very comfortable in his own skin. Jürgen doesn't give a shit whether you think anything about him being gay or not, or
Is it
whatever.
Tamara?
And that is what I love about him. And he posted this picture of, it looked like a very queer team that he posted there. But it was a very funny pic. It really, ek het my moer afgelak. It was very cool. Mutumba, many kids drink Monsters like Coke nowadays. I'm amazed at kids are allowed to buy energy boosters. Wasn't it only meant to be sold to 18-year-olds upwards? Very, very true.
I think we should have those restrictions. Though.
Dante Lowe says, Mitch, now you are not being paid and telling us what Red Bull does. Masha sê Gorana is op 'n ander level. Hartkloppings. Paulus Thomas says most people that lives in town, their blood is sugary due to the food intakes. Sugar, oil, fat and milk. It's very easy to suffer from diseases. I'm very caffeine sensitive. Even the pre-work boosters put me in a frenzy. The sick feeling. I can't sleep till like 12 o'clock, says Mutumba. Maxwell Chiero says, in 2018, I had 2 Red Bulls before gym. 50 minutes into my workout, my heart started beating harder than harder than usual. My hands were shaking and I felt a bit dizzy. I had to cut my workout short and chip out. And guys, let's please share these experiences with us, because we need to let's help each other to get out of the wrong habits. And these energy drinks, Lamek says that's how they name a Volkswagen Tiguan, Tiger, Gorana, fast and powerful. Smirnoff Storm was my go-to quick charge, say Jurgen Keizem. Jurgen, ek moet vir jou sê, I'm not lying to you. Smirnoff Storm, I loved it myself at a certain time. It's too high in sugar. I don't know what is the level of caffeine in it, but ek het dit ook gaan gestop. That's why women live longer than men. A woman will go to the doctor because of a small headache, but us men will avoid the doctor even if we fall off a roof. Maxwell, dit is so waar.
Yo,
Gaan spring af 'n pavement man, sê Rover. Teshon, saam met sy Zamalek. en wat? Score of monster or whatever.
yeah. Oh, ek moes gesê, Zamalek met 'n monster.
Yeah, that is just disgusting.
So Neville, have you seen this thing trending on social media? So you know was this dude that was always advising women on how to be in bed and everything. They called him Mr. Combo. I think Jerkin will know him. So this dude is always talking bad about like women and would always like, yeah, women must know how to do it in bed and what. And then a video came up where he's kissing another man. And now all the women are on his case like nobody's business. And he's well known for doing those videos. And I was like, yo, is this true now that people are saying people that always talk bad about gay people or that always talk against this certain group are actually more likely to be like that? And then the lady started putting out stuff like, you know, this pastor that was against gay marriage and what. He got caught with another dude.
With another man.
Yeah, and I'm like, so is this confirming all this stuff?
All I'm just saying is that, you know what? Don't be fake.
Yeah.
Stop basically presenting an image in public that you are not. If you are against prostitution, for example, don't be caught in a nightclub in South Africa or Angola watching a strip show. Okay? I'm not making any suggestions as to who is watching a strip show currently in Angola. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't present yourself, don't act all holy and high and mighty if you are not what you say you are.
It's going to come down strong.
It's going to, eventually you will be found out if you fake about what you're busy doing.
Yeah,
That's just all.
And he's trying to explain that video. It's like it was a birthday kiss, but in the video, the people see he's really going at it.
Must have been a very special birthday.
and I'm like, and the ladies are very angry at him. I don't know but hey, man.
Do you know the reason why healthy food is expensive? Because
I want to know.
Because you don't buy them.
Exactly.
This is what Paulus Thomas said.
Yes. 100% correct. We tend to go and buy cheaper foods with our money.
Kofi, what is the most... Kyk, as jy nou vir jouself sê, especially when it comes to eating habits. What is the thing that you eat? Because everybody needs to have that. What do you eat that you know it's extremely wrong, but because of the taste of it, julle moere, ek hierdie ding eet ek vandag. Ek stel nie belang.
I tend to still hang around too much in the staples in Afrikaans, in the potatoes, rice, white bread. What do you call it again in English?
Starch.
In the starches, So I still continue to sin so much in that division. Jong, ek sê vir jou milie papas daarom lekker.
Is that your sin food?
Yeah, it's like the white breads, the rice, the potato. You know. Rice, vleis en aardappels.
Yeah, but is there something specific, Mitch, that you eat that you know, ek moet hierdie kak los, maar ek hou nie op nie?
Pork meat.
Pork.
Yeah, fatty pork.
Fatty pork.
And that's only pork
like
is
pork
the
belly.
meat that makes you the fattest. It's got the highest fat in
Is
it.
it?
And I love eating pork.
Is dit nie skaap nie?
Even erger, Neville. Nope. Ek hou ook van 'n skap.
Nee?
Ja, van die way as jy skap kook, nee, en like die bien raak ook saag and the meat is just falling off. I just
Schaprib.
love that.
Scarpa.
I was never a big advocate for or a big torchbearer for scalp rib. But the older I get, the more I like it. But I make sure that I do what we call the stand rib.
Ooh, dis
That's
wel
normally what I do. You,
Jy sit hom bo.
jy sit hom reg, jy laat staan hom reg op. Jy vat die knyprooster and then you put it in the knyprooster. What is a knyprooster in English? I don't know what it is. But it's basically this mobile roaster, okay?
Yeah,
You put your scalp rib in there and you let it stand upright like this. So as the fire, and you make the fire here on the side, as the fire burns and the rib starts cooking, all the fat basically drips
You're wrong for that. Never.
down, okay?
You're very wrong for that.
And it becomes very, very crispy. Mitch, you need to watch your health, my brother. You're only 31 years old.
Yeah, again, and never we have was a 4-month challenge, Mos. Is it a 4-month challenge or 3
Have
months?
you started?
I've already started. I just need to send the pics.
Okay.
Did you take the before pic?
Yeah, I took the pics, but I'll give it to Alvain and he must do that.
Pinch roaster. Direct translation. Yo moer mutumba.
Hoor, come a pinch. Pinch roast.
But he might be right. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's called.
Let's wait for a white
the-
person to confirm. Is it okay if we call it a pinch roast?
It's,
Come
it's,
met
called
jy
the,
met
it's called the shoepers.
The what?
Shoepers.
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 Yes. Because you know that
Verschrikkelijk.
roster? You put your meat in there and that's got that little ring there. You know? And then when you put it on the fire and you take it out, you wanna open that thing up.
So it goes like. So that's why you call it the shoeper.
Don't go there.
Again.
Guys.
Calvi is this way like leads you into something.
I never trust coffee. Never.
He will lead you into something and you go, oh my God, man, I'm here. I am here.
Ek trust nie vir coffee
shall
nie.
we rather than call it the pinch roaster
It's the pinch roaster.
from now on?
Ja, rib met suurlemoensap, baie lekker, sê Zelly. Mitch ken net kookvlees. Hy het nog nooit 'n lekker rib geniet met lekker koue biertjie nie. Okay, dan moet jy die man kom wys toch vir on. Tayshaun says hops, but I start drinking it rather than eating it. Okay. For me, my sin food is probably chips. But
Really? Slap chips?
ja, maar nie die porra slap chips nie.
Well, okay.
I don't like this slap, greasy, vinegar, salt, porra slap chips. I don't like that. My chips must be dry, crispy, and so bietjie chili in it. I can't stop eating that. And it is wrong. It is so wrong, maar dis so lekker. So I tell myself constantly, Neville, as long as you run every day, solank as wat jy elke dag 'n bietjie oefeninge doen, half an hour a day, eat whatever you feel like
Keep
eating.
also good balance.
It keeps
You
a
know,
good balance.
Don't go onto these massive health freaky diets and stuff.
How many of you guys diet out there?
Talking about that, like I'm going in the mess. Do you know that people had a whole problem of Adele losing weight? They wrote articles about it. You see, that is the stories what I say. Never die wat jy sê I must lose weight and stuff. They are calling Adele a fat phobic.
Adele, the singer.
Yeah, she's got my fat phobic and oh my God, man.
No, man. Nonsense.
Yeah, no,
Adele, either way, how Adele used to look like or the way that she looks now, she looks good. I have no problem. And if Adele decided to lose weight for health reasons or for appearance reasons, is her story.
People have a problem with it. Never losing weight is fat phobic.
Nonsense, man. You, that looks like a.
So there is this place called the Namibian smoked meat house.
That is in Olympia.
Olympia.
Listen,
Oh,
I want to try out this place.
I've also
Bro.
heard about that.
Yeah, I want to try this place out because a beer's rib.
Yeah.
It seems like they're specializing in it.
Yeah.
That like verskriklik lekker. And
Oh,
it's
that
something
like-
that I really want
What's
to
it
go
called
and try.
again, Mitch?
The Namibian smoked meat house. The
Okay.
owner's name is Henry. Bro. Never.
Nee?
Never.
Met een bier.
Ik zal daar gaan skald eendag. Ik ga soeren daar. Kan je als...
Fucking. Weet je.
Maar dat is fout. Never.
Ja. Jy sê jy. Jy sal nie ophou nie. Jy sal gaan skuld maak.
Bro, never. Ik is zo addicted op die plek nou, nee.
Nee?
Dat ik besluit, elke tweede week, ik moet tenminste like voor 500 rand uit wat ik daar wil gaan spenderen.
Nee.
En like, he's such a good guy, man. Ons is braas. En hij snee bij na voor me.
Ja.
En je krijgt het
But it's
funny
apparently it's on
rooster.
Fridays, eh?
Yeah, they are only open because of the process.
Yeah.
They're only open Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I understand
so
that. Mm.
He does it so well, and he'll also explain.
But is it
to you-
very soft?
Yeah, very, very. And he'll also explain to you how long the meat takes, what he puts in the meat,
Ah.
and you can order the way you probably also
see.
want it to. That's a nice.
I really
part.
want to have an experience like that. Guys, thank you very much. We've come to the end of our show.
Who's Mugu and who's Top Cheetah?
And yeah, let's quickly vote.
Yeah, because
Ons
we
kom ons
couldn't
vote
do
sommer
that, né?
hierso.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
couldn't do that because of
Because of the
netwerk.
stream, the
Yes.
networking. I think Mugu of the week.
Right.
Weet mos Andreas is top cheater.
Andreas is Top Cheetah.
Ja.
Wie is Andreas?
Simon. Jy vergeet mense so vinnig nee.
The Ministry of Mines.
With
Andreas.
Andreas we had as top cheater.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
And
petrol
then we
prices.
had Volodymyr.
Yeah,
oh.
leave Putin.
Mugu of the week.
No,
Oh,
not Putin, the Ukraine's president.
What about him?
He said that there are three things you can see from
Oh, okay.
He has the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? Should he now be?
Top Cheetah.
Top cheater.
Who's the Top Cheetah? I'll say Andreas.
Andreas, for me.
Well, it's 2 out of 3, so you've already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
are-
lost, I know, but
Yeah.
I would have taken the Ukrainian president though.
Mugu of the week
Yes.
between
The Namibian
They took a
students in
Mudokono.
Russia.
Amushelelo, the Namibian ambassador in Ukraine, Russia, or Tate Dentunga.
Okay.
Amushe.
Sê vir hulle eers wat is die probleem? Ken hulle?
Mugu of the
Nee, Amushe het mos kalfvoete gaan geloop.
Hy maak geld by mekaar. He sold all his valuable belongings. Hy
Ellots.
lawyer fees betaal.
Ha?
Ja.
Dinge is nie maklik, ja. Dinge is nie maklik nie. It's not easy out there.
In this Namibia, the whole decide which sheep must be eaten.
That's say. Yeah.
So who do you say is Mugu of the week?
Okay.
Okay, move
For me, it's the Namibian ambassador.
For me too.
Me
Okay.
too.
That's it. It's unanimous.
Ja, so daar het ons Mitchell Mutumba sê ook the Namibian ambassador.
Guys, enjoy your weekend. Love
Good
you.
one.
Love you. Do whatever you need to do legally to survive out there.
Yes.
Okay? And we will see you guys back on Monday. Guys, wat maak julle die naweek? Gou.
Ek gaan Omaruru toe.
Gaan jy
Morgen.
Maruru toe?
Ja.
Okay.
Ek vat van
Tomorrow.
Nadia uit na my fees toe.
Vat jy vir Nadia uit na Mafees toe. Julle sal albei baie mooi daarin pas.
Ja, ons gaan
Ja.
daar met ons etterbekers.
Waar is die Namafees?
Dus bij Moses van der Peel. Zo. Maar
Is het?
dat is nou overal. Verstaan
Nee.
je? Dat in Keetmans, dat is wat zal daar
But is it tomorrow?
Ja, is tomorrow Saturday.
I would love to go to a Namafees. For one reason and one reason only.
It's a strip club with clothing on. A whole strip trees with clothing on. Kom net.
I will be driving to Ochivarongo now around 1 o'clock. I haven't been to Otiti in a while. I would, so I'll be there for the night, and I'll be back tomorrow. There's obviously a lot of pushback on the stream at the moment as to who's the Muhu of the week. It seems like Ndetunga is the Muhu of the week.
Yeah,
Vanessa, why? Vanessa says he's a permanent Muhu. Sharp, Yella.
Sharp, sharp.
Enjoy your weekend.